Okay, here's the thing, Peng Things. Here I am wondering, what in the name of Nollywood Netflix is this? Nawa. Okay, grab your knives and let's chop this into shreds. This is Yarns.
Imagine you're one of these cars, shiny, luxurious, and fast. You can go so fast, so far, then you can crash.
Now, in this film, there is a madam, and madam's name is Donna. Donna is the queen mother of Donna Interiors, which also runs an Olosho corporation. Be like the Olosho corporation self na the main thing. The Donna Interiors, Donna Interiors na side hustle. Her Olosho is in front. Now, let's look at how the movie went from beginning to end. So first 5 minutes into this film, it is pretty enticing. We have the club scene, then it started to get really messy in the beginning. I know they lie. In the beginning. So where I felt like that was like one of the first misses was in the plane, where one of the girls, we don't know who she is yet, is on the plane with some rich man, and then the rich man is on that plane with his wife and some other girls, and they go to the toilet to have it. I do not know who does that where their wife is there, because apparently in this film a lot of the men were MUMU. It be like say them they use serious thing for their purpose.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Friend, the entertainment has arrived.
You talk to girls, don't know Donna.
We are special girls.
Okay, Mama, what do you want?
There's some ladies out here waiting to see you.
First off, it starts with a lot of drama and chaos, as Emma, which is played by Sharon Oja, is a very poor girl from a very poor background and is doing cheap Olosho and now wants to make it big in life. So she was just sacked from her former office because she was filed for stealing, which she, at the end of the day, we found out that she did not steal, which still did not make sense to me, but oh well. I'm going to be saying oh well in this film because oh well. So Donna is interviewing these three girls, walk into her establishment, and then she's switching it up for them and tells them to get out, and then Emma comes back and says, I want to do this job. I am called to ride. I'm not saying it again.
Don't forget that I helped you. You owe me. You never stripped for me before.
Men will kill for this kind of money.
So for acting, generally, going on to almost everybody in the film, the acting was great, from Donna to Emma to Luis to Gemma. It was an amazing flow for everybody's character, for also the men, Chief, Shegun, Zeribe. I loved almost every character that was portrayed on the film. Glamour Girls had no background story. So we know that it's a story about Donna and her girls and how she runs her business, and then how she's not in talking terms with her best friend or sister, Gemma.
There's a deed to my land. I want to sell it. I can loan you the money. But first, you have to do one thing for me. Chief, your chief, is throwing a party.
There wasn't enough nudity in this film. You said it was 18 plus. It was 18 plus, and I wasn't really seeing anything that would blow my mind. It's Glamour Girls. I was expecting more nudity than I got. Well, I mean, some sex scenes were supposed to be there. Instead, I was hearing just moans. Like, oh, come on. Another thing that really annoyed me in this film was the fact that there were scenes that were not supposed to be shot. Yes, like her going to Lebanon, that was very unnecessary for me. Like Emma coming to the house and then doing a testing with her husband. I didn't understand that scene either. The scene where Lulu's kid calls her and is like, your friend is sick, in the living room, where they unveil the pregnancy of that girl. No, unnecessary. There were two unnecessary scenes that wasted my time, and I didn't feel the film was supposed to be 2 hours long. And now there were things that needed explanation that they didn't explain. I'm sorry, but like, when Lulu was caught coming out from God knows where she was coming out from, her husband came out with a machete and he was bringing war and anger, and then he opens the door and then he sees something. It's a bloody 2 hours film. Tell us what we're supposed to see now. And another thing that confuses everybody and everybody's like, what the hell is happening here, was when Gemma walks into Alex. We don't even know what was happening, and then she's like, he hurt my baby, he hurt my baby. Are we supposed to use our brains? People like us that don't go to school, how are you supposed to work out for us? I know they predict things with my brain. I know I'm not that educated. Donna turns to How to Get Away with Murder Part 3 and Annalise Keating. 30 minutes into the film, there's a crazy twist where Donna is being accused of knowing where Alex is. I'm like, whoa, Chief, when you reach like that? When you reach like that? I didn't understand the connection between Donna and her girls to the disappearance of Alex, because I remember when Chief said, what's the relationship between Gemma and Alex? And then you're like, Gemma loves him so much. So Chief originally didn't even know that these people were like a major item. So, and there were things that didn't really settle right in there. People were supposed to know that Alex was in the house. Did he not drive? Did he not go with bodyguard? Another thing that was a problem for me was this scene. This scene was blinding my eyes, as The Weeknd would say. This scene was weirdly color graded. I don't understand what they were doing in this particular scene. It's either the scene that we shot in the night, nighttime, or it should have been shot proper sunlight. I don't know what in the name is color grading doing here. What kind of thing is this? And moving on to some parts that I didn't really understand. Why will Zeribe smash Emma when your guy was downstairs? Your leg has grown like that. Zeribe bodyguard. All of a sudden, her brain eats on.
But they crazy?
This, she say, oh, it's you, Zeribe, I want you. So you have to make your stories relatable, but Glamour Girls didn't do that for me. And then 25 minutes into the film, the whole chaos, the whole world is turning apart because people are looking for Alexander. Then for the music was another thing that I really didn't understand. The music from 100%, I'm going to give it a 2% because the music was terrible. The music has to match the story that you are telling, and then I'm hearing things that hurt my ears. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I know a lot of people do not want to put in money into getting proper artists to do songs for them, or buying rights just so they can use their songs for films. I feel like that's safer than going to get amateurs to doing something for you. I feel like when they were making this film, they had like, when they say there are enemies in the camp, and then the enemies, when you pray to God and the God say and you say send chaos to the land of the enemy, all of them they were arguing. So moving on to the death of Alex, after Gemma had killed him, now everybody was running around looking for, Alex, and the money that was with him. So everything going back and forth, the whole chaos. They realized that the flash drive has $10 billion in it. In a flash drive. I'm still trying to get it right, but ha ha ha, guys. Ha ha ha. Now, Emma tells Zeribe, who she's currently knacking, in the house that her Oga bought for her, and the Oga left them to be enjoying their knacks in the house that he bought for her. When I say these people are using juju, I mean it.
They go.
L'accès presque là. Et j'ai besoin d'un citatif.
idiot. Tu auras plein de filles après ça.
Je veux celui là, maintenant.
Okay, Emma, let everybody just open leg. Everybody just enter. So the guy requested to sleep with Emma and then Zeribe. Where I found this off was when Zeribe said, "You've done this before," or when you know, if you're wasting time, we're not gonna get what we want. I'm like, hey, I just say, baby Tim, you don't give me out. Well, you have been going out before, so he gets his share and then he moves the money. And then what I did not understand was how from 2 flash drives with 3 flash drives, Zeribe was that voodoo that he did in the beginning of the film. Emma did the voodoo back to him. You know, it was just a bunch of babalawos everywhere. And all of a sudden, we didn't even see where Lindsay had another flash drive of money that was inside of there. And then
You so fun, Waka.
Donna, you taught us to always look out for ourselves.
what I don't understand is that MUMU girl called Emma. You know, say your life and your generation now poverty.
You must be crazy, daughter.
Costumes were great, you know, understanding how everybody wore what they wore, but I do not get it why they were all wearing one wig all through the film. 2 hours, you wear 1 week. You they go all out for cars, location, they color grade, they enter my eye. You cannot buy these women wigs. In a nutshell, I'm gonna be giving this film a 4 out of 10. Why I'm saying a 4 is because you guys put in effort into creating all of this, and I always understand creativity, but creativity has to be done right. I am gonna be reviewing House of Money next, and I hope you subscribe. Please subscribe. It's a new channel, so yeah, just subscribe.
Ooh, freaky, freaky, I